Alright, so I started this project with the most difficult part, the round sides to the left and right of this hanging TV cabinet. Now for each side I had to glue up 20 strips of birch, and to create the radius I had to cut an angle of 4.5 degrees on each side of those strips. Despite my efforts to set the angle correctly, I was not able to achieve truly parallel surfaces. Even minimal errors add up quickly if you have 19 glue joints, but the planer did a great job of fixing that with only a couple passes. Sanding the inside of a radius like that can be a little bit tough, and to make this job a lot easier, I used my lathe. I just attached some sandpaper to a big cylinder, which I made off camera from a piece of firewood. In order to continue with the orientation of the grain, I had to glue up a lot of short pieces instead of just 2 or 3 long boards. Although this is so much more work this way, it's an important detail that will create an aesthetically much more pleasing look. For this project to be successful, it is absolutely crucial to understand the effects of wood shrinkage. Now, because of the chosen grain direction, this 90-inch wide cabinet made from air-dried lumber could potentially shrink up to 2.5 inches in width over time. That means if I would use plywood as a back panel, which shrinks next to nothing, it would be just a matter of time until I have to face a self-destructing mess. Now that's why I glued up a back panel from solid 1/2 inch thick lumber, oriented in the same grain direction so it can shrink at the same rate as the rest of the cabinet. I didn't use any glue along the curve though, and I also purposely left a decent sized gap there because the movement around the radius is very hard to predict and I need to allow for that. From here on, I could focus on the time-consuming finishing touches and transform this cabinet into something beautiful.